Booba featuring Booba Kiname. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday, guys. I am so late. It is not even funny. If I could tell you guys exactly what happened, you guys wouldn't believe it. But anyways, I'm here. I'm back. What's going on? Let's see. Let's start with introductions. My name is Sami Chimanga. I am the boss babe of Sparkle Media, where we handle public relations affairs for up and coming artists, entrepreneurs, etc., etc. So, you guys know it is week 3 of my Music Business 101. Let's get back to the basics. So, just a small little recap. First week we talked about management, types of management. Second week we discussed distribution and publishing. This week it's kind of a heavy hitter, so I need y'all to participate for me. We're gonna be talking about copywriting and the ins and outs of it or whatever. However, before I jump into that, I have several housekeeping items. Sorry. Inappropriate comments will be blocked on site, no problem. You must be sipping. Today's drink of choice is water. But you must have a cup in your hand of some sort. Thirdly, if you guys are not familiar, I will actually be changing the time of Sip and Sparkle TV, because the main reason why I was late is because I was participating in the hashtag PR Africa chat, which I'm a host of, and things happen. So we're going to actually be moving the time to 3 p.m. rather than 1 p.m. So you guys mark your calendars. Also, I'm going to be doing a little of this because I'm doing Periscope at the same time as YouTube. So yeah, that's another announcement. We've officially are going to go start doing YouTube. Technology is funny that way. So I am currently recording that way and this way. So if you guys see me kind of doing this, that is exactly what I'm doing. So find us on YouTube. It's Sip and Sparkle TV. You'll see the favicon of my logo on there. So if you guys for some reason can't download Periscope, now you have another way to watch me. Ding. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? If you guys have a topic submission, I've been getting a lot of people wanting to have me address a topic. If you guys want to submit a topic, feel free to DM me, and that is at Sparkle Media CC. And just let me know what you guys want me to talk about. So we're quite excited. It's the month of love. So a little icebreaker. Just tell me something lovely about yourself. Just tell me something that you love about yourself. I love that I am African. That's bomb. That's my favorite thing in the world. I know that's super random, but it's pretty awesome. And happy Black History Month. Power to the people. So yeah, let me know. Leave a little heart, sparkles, whatever. Let me just see if there's anything else you guys should know. Oh, I want to say a big thank you to those of you who guys actually watched the series, the Periscope last week, and let me know that you could barely hear me. I thought I was projecting my voice loud enough, but apparently not. But thank you guys for kind of hitting me up and saying, "Sam, you speak like this and we can't really hear you." So I'm gonna try better to amplify my voice. So if you are on the chat now, let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. I'll wait. Let me know. Thank you. So, okay. I think that's enough announcements and housekeeping items. Let us get started. And I have my handy dandy notebook. This is where all my jewels come. Yes, yes, yes. This is where I put all my love and care in. Okay, so we're talking about copywriting, you guys. And it's about to get serious. Now, I am going to use this as a disclaimer. I am not an attorney. I am not giving you legal advice, okay? Point blank and the period. So we're going to preface this conversation by saying that because I don't want people to think that I am a lawyer of some sort. I don't know the legal, obviously there's, with copywriting, there is like the legal aspect of it. They'll be practicing intellectual property law. I'm not going to touch that territory. I'm just going to tell you what I know, some knowledge. And this week is going to be different because I'm going to open it up for Q&A for you guys. If you guys have any questions that I didn't address or something you weren't clear about, we'll definitely have you guys, I'll definitely try to answer it to the best of my abilities. All right, you guys, let's get started. Enough yapping. Let's spill the tea. Tea. Copywriting. Why are we talking about copywriting? I think it is important as a creative person, or in this case as an artist, that you make sure that everything you do, you're protected one way or another. I think it's a misconception that you have to have this lump sum of money to start protecting your art, and that's not necessarily the case. So last week we talked about publishing, and when I discussed publishing, the word copyright came up. So I said I was going to discuss copyright kind of on a general surface, and then, you know, obviously it's going to get really, really technical, and I don't want to really bore you guys with a whole bunch of like legal terms and things of that nature, but it will prompt you to do your research. That's the point. We're going to prompt you to do your homework, your research. So what is copyright? Like, what is it? You know, what does it serve? All this other stuff. And essentially what copywriting is just the legal right to let me rephrase that. The legal right created by law of a country that grants the creator of the original work exclusive rights. So let's sparklify this for a little bit. It's essentially saying that you as the creator or the original person of this particular work has the rights, exclusive rights to this work. For example, you wrote a song or you produced a beat of some sort. You can copyright that. You could protect that. You are the original person of this work. So let's keep that in mind. So so now that we know the definition of copyright, like, you know, why don't we talk about let's just go into some details about it. First of all, one thing I want to stress is copyright varies from country to country. So I know I have some of my friends from overseas out there, and I know I have some people in the States watching. So with that being said, copyright is also considered territorial rights, which means contingent on where it is you reside is how you would abide by those copyright laws. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about what each country, no. That will be for you guys to do your own homework. And you guys let me know, what do you guys find out about copyright? Like, let me know. So it's called territorial rights. So what happens in the States is different than what would happen in, say, the Congo or South Africa or the UK. They're all different. They're getting better at maybe like recognizing or there's a lot of similarities in the laws, but obviously there's going to be some nuances that differ. but for the most part, they're trying to get better at like streamlining the process. So it's the same regardless of where you're from. But I kind of like that you have to abide by those country laws as far as copyrighting your work. Now, when we say copyright, obviously we're talking about just the big picture. There's obviously you copyright, you know, distribution, the reproduction of it, public performances, what else, licensing, and you know, etc., etc. So you want to make sure that you kind of are specific in exactly what you want it is to copyright. And yeah, so excuse me, there are 7 types of copyright. Yes, y'all, 7. And I'm just gonna name them and briefly kind of describe each, not too much of it. And we have the first one is public performing. Then the second one is public performance license. And then we have the reproduction right, the mechanical license, synchronization license, digital performance, and sound recording. Everybody's like, what? Like, it's so interesting. It's funny when people are like, hold on, what? But okay, so let's just briefly in detail talk about like each of them. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to get into like the nuances of each copyright. Sorry guys, I'm trying to tweet this and do this at the same time. Okay, so so the first one is public performing right, and it's just saying that the exclusive right to the copyright owner to authorize performances or transmission of the work. So if you wrote a song and you want to use this particular copyright, it's just to ensure that when someone performs it out loud, like when someone's in public performance, so like a concert, a tour, you have to kind of confirm with the creator of the sort. And then following that is the public performance license, and that's just saying that you grant the agent or the manager rights to perform the song. Yeah, they're the same thing. You need a license to, FYI, you need a license to perform the song. Just so we're clear. Reproduction right is, you know, the right to reproduce the work. So like via CDs, streamline, audio cassettes, if they still make those. Yeah, the musical work. And then the mechanical license is just saying that deals with the record label, saying that yes, this is okay to distribute a specific composition, a specific beat, a specific song, and that gives that the rights to the record label. And then obviously there's like contracts and all that stuff. And then the synchronized license is what we talked about last week with the music publishing companies would issue this particular license to use it in the film commercials, you know, synchronize the time and type of thing. So those are like the main ones. So I just gave you guys a whole bunch of like blah. So let me just break it down for you guys. So if you've noticed, when you record on YouTube, for example, or yeah, we'll use YouTube as an example. So when you record on YouTube, you can't use like a song, like the song how it's written. So the song I just played, I couldn't record it on YouTube because this particular song has been copyrighted. So I can't use it for my own without contacting, in this case, Fally Ipupa wrote the song. So I have to contact Fally to say, hey, I want to use your song for my channel. You know, what do I need to do? Obviously, there's a lot more parties involved than just me and Fally Ipupa. No, there's like obviously like lawyers and, you know, management, etc., etc. But I need his permission to go ahead, or this is when he will release his rights of some sort to allow people to use his music. So, and if you guys have, like, when you navigate YouTube or other streaming services, have you noticed like there's like what we call the chopped and screwed version of songs? Yeah, essentially that's what, in order to kind of get around it, they use like the chopped and screwed version, or they use an instrumental version, because that's just kind of a way around it. So does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Does that make sense to everybody? Like, I think so, right? Like, it's, I'm telling you, when I went to this seminar and like I had to learn all that stuff, I was like, whoa. Like, whoa. So yeah, that's essentially what that does. The copyrights just ensures it protects, you know, whatever. So how does one, so that the second part is, how does one go about copywriting? And I'm just going to use the States as the example because this is where I reside. You would need to like prove the date of creation. So if you wrote the song today, you would put 2/2/2017 on your form. You would go to, I'm going to give you guys the website. If you're in the United States, you're an artist, and you want your stuff copyrighted or of the sort, you would go to www.copyright.gov/. Again, that is www.copyright.gov/. And you'll fill out some forms based on your need. It's about, for copyrights, and it's about $35. So it's not really expensive, considering the lifelong benefits of you copywriting your stuff, and just how much money you would save in the long run. So it's about $35. So, and then you would fill out the appropriate paperwork, you'll submit it, and bam, your stuff is copyrighted. Now, why would one want to copyright your music? Hi! Why would one want to copyright their music? Well, it's just to ensure that your work is protected. I have said that I am a artist advocate for protecting your work. You work so hard on your craft, you work so hard on a song, why not? Why would you, allow such thing to happen? So there is obviously, like, if you go online, there's a lot of people trying to say, oui, je parle français. There's a lot of people trying to sell you like the copyright, but the bogus one. No, no, and no. Don't do it. We don't want it. If you're going to copyright it, like I said, if you're in the States, each country, territorial rights, each country is different in laws. So if you want to copyright it the right way, go through the website that I had initially gave at the top of the Periscope. Because, one, you might come out of pocket. Two, your stuff might not be legally copyrighted. And three, it's just lazy. You guys have known me like lazy. Don't do it. Research. There's a reason why I like drill that in you guys' head, because you'll get in a situation where you thought you copyrighted your stuff or you sent in the right paperwork, but because you didn't read a sentence or two, you're now in a position that it's a mess. So do it the right way. You're a brand. You have to make sure that you articulate or you present yourself as such. So that's that little rant for that. Yeah, so okay. Let's put this out there. Certain things cannot be copyrighted. You ready? Excuse me, I think I'm coming down with something, y'all. Chord progressions, the overall idea or concept of a song, or title or short phrase. So chord progressions is, say beat goes like doom 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 doom. You can't copyright that, y'all. Sorry. Like that's because somebody else could use that beat. Like, but they could be saying, I love bread and butter, and that doom doom. But then you could be saying, my shoes is green and yellow. Like, clearly, you know, I'm not a rapper, I'm not a singer by any means, but for you guys to get the example. Overall concept and idea of a song. I'm glad this is not copyright because a lot of these artists will be out of business. Let's just keep it really at 100, because everybody likes to sing about fine gal, no pimples, or or I'm in love with the girl that lives down the street, like, or, you know, money, fast cars, you know, limos and Kavasi. The concept is the same. But if those were, imagine if those songs were copyrighted, like if those general ideas were, hi Julia, if those ideas were copyrighted, a lot of these artists would be out of coverage area, like done, that's it, you know. No, but those are not copyrighted. So if you guys want to, you know, copyright or sing about lemonade, Beyonce, well, I'm just kidding, guys. Don't do that. But yeah, so the idea, general concept can't be copyrighted. And then a title or a short phrase. We know a lot of songs that are kind of similar in terms of title is concerned. I'm trying to think of a song that has like trying to think. Hi, like there's a song by a Cameroonian artist, Fa Baby, and his song is Ma Petite. And there's another song by like another artist, and it's called Ma Petite est là, or something like that. So it's like the phrases are the same. Or they did a song, Michael Jackson and them did a song, We Are the World. Fally Ipupa did a song, We Are the World. So it's like you can use the same words and phrases here and there, and they're not protected by copyright laws. So those are the three things that are protected, that are not protected. Everything else, obvious. One other thing, and I have to say this before I forget. Copyright only protects, y'all write this down somewhere, on a napkin, tissue, I don't care. Copyright only protects the expression of art, not the idea. So if I was sitting down having tea with the girls and I said I wanted to start a design line and it only uses a certain type of material, that's an idea. I can't go to the copyright office and say, can you protect this idea? No. So if my girl next to me decides, well, I'm going to go ahead and do this, she's wrong, because you knew she's wrong for that. But legally, in the legal standpoint of things, she's actually not, because copyright can't protect an idea. Like, it can't. It will protect the expression. So if I went ahead and launched that line with that particular fabric and it was specific to what I said, and she went ahead, then there would be some issues there. But it's only the expression. Okay? We comprehend that? Okay. But I think that I'm going to open the floor for some questions. If you guys have any questions or you want me to clarify on something, feel free to let me know. Go ahead and type it in. I'll wait for that. Yeah, if you guys, like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to, like I said, I'm opening the floor for questions, and I'm going to go on my Twitter or on my Snapchat or whatever. Not Snapchat. My WhatsApp. And I know people that can't watch it have asked in questions. Okay, one person asked me, do they have to be established to copyright? I say this, I think once you start getting into music and this is for sure, this is what exactly you want to do, then by all means necessary, go for it. You know, I'm never going to tell an artist not to protect themselves from the get-go. So you don't have to be super established, but you don't have, don't think that, I don't think right away, if you just made a beat at home, then go copyright. No, I think you have to have a general idea that this is the business you want to stay in, because it's a waste of money and time if you just recorded some songs at home because you were bored, but you're not trying to make a career out of it. Then I wouldn't waste the money or time. But if this is something you see yourself doing long term, then I would go ahead and, get all the necessary documents from the jump. No, there's my next question. How much does copyright cost? Hi, copyright in the States is about $35. I don't know where it is elsewhere. That you'll have to do your research. And yeah, following the next question, someone did ask me. The next question is, do you need a lawyer to be in the music business? Yes and no. Like I said before with the copyright, it's kind of the same thing with like an attorney. If you are unsure about your career in the music business, don't waste your time hiring an attorney, because they're not cheap. So I would not waste your time or money doing something you're not going to do long term. So don't worry about hiring an attorney just yet. But I think once you're ready for that stage in your career, and if you have management, obviously, or you're signed to a record label, obviously they will provide that information for you. So, and I'm going to take one more question from you guys. You guys are asking some really good questions. Thank you guys so much. Last question is, there's some good ones. Hold on. People are crazy. Okay. Last question is, what kind of law? Okay, I might have to. Okay, what kind of law is copyright under? It is under intellectual property law. So if you look at IPL or intellectual property law, copyrights falls underneath that branch of law practice. So that's all the questions I have time for. And next week we will be here. It is going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be at week 4. Week 4, I promise, is going to be a little more light. We have After week 4, we have one more, and then Music Series 101 is done for a couple of months. And then we're going to probably bring that back. But next week, we're going to talk about royalties, money,